Hi, it's me. Today we're going to look at some new research that thinks it has an answer for what the Egyptians used their amazing knowledge of astronomy for. The ancient Egyptians knew more about the cosmos than any other civilization in the ancient world. But why? A new paper now says they may have used their astronomical knowledge to help settle land disputes. The ancient Egyptians kept meticulous records of the stars and planets in the sky. They built huge monuments aligned with cardinal directions and even had their own calendar based on the solar year. But despite all this, we don't know exactly why they devoted so much time and effort to studying the heavens. Egyptologists have put forward lots of ideas over the years. Maybe the pharaohs wanted to show off their advanced knowledge to other civilizations. Perhaps they used their astronomical knowledge to track the seasons for agricultural purposes, or to align royal palaces with the cardinal directions. However, none of these hypotheses have been proven, that is until now. A team of researchers led by archaeologists and Egyptologists at the University of Warsaw believe they have found evidence that ancient Egyptians may have used their astronomical knowledge to help settle land disputes. Their evidence comes from a set of 18 boundary stones known as Meret boundaries. These stones were erected during the New Kingdom period between roughly 1543 and 1292 BC. Many of them are inscribed with astronomical texts, describing star patterns and their positions at specific times of the year. The team believes that these boundary stones contain the key to understanding Egyptian astronomy. According to their interpretation, each boundary stone monolith was erected during the annual flooding season along the Nile River, which occurred around the same time as the heliacal rising of Sirius, a bright star in the constellation Canis Major. The team argues that the Egyptians would have used the heliacal rising of Sirius to determine the start of the flooding season and the end of the agricultural year, which in turn helped them settle land disputes. In the absence of written records explaining how these boundary stones were used, archaeologists can only speculate. But the team believes that when the river flooded, it washed away the topsoil, causing fields to be deposited further away from their original location. This would cause disputes between farmers over where the fields actually began and ended. In order to resolve these issues, they would have looked up to the heliacal rising of Sirius as a natural phenomenon that everyone could agree on, kind of like using the first leaf falling from a tree as a signal for autumn. But there's another fascinating detail in the inscriptions on these stones. Along with the heliacal rising of Sirius, they also recorded the positions of other stars, and according to the researchers, those stars formed the shapes of two constellations, the Bull and the Scorpion. The researchers say that the Egyptians observed that the rising of Sirius coincided with the appearance of the Bull constellation, and they linked this event with the beginning of the flooding season. Similarly, the heliacal setting of Sirius in the west coincided with the Scorpion's disappearance from the eastern sky. They associated this with the end of the agricultural year and the beginning of the flood season. While this hypothesis is still debated within the Egyptology community, one thing is clear: the ancient Egyptians had an incredible knowledge of astronomy. Their observations and measurements were remarkably accurate, and they passed their knowledge down through generations of astronomers. Their understanding of the cosmos was truly remarkable, and it continues to fascinate us today. Ancient Egypt was a time of great innovation and achievement, and their accomplishments in astronomy are just one example of their advanced knowledge. We can learn a lot from these ancient cultures and their many discoveries. Who knows what other secrets they may hold? With continued exploration and research, we may never know. Thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel. We always have exciting new videos coming up, and we would love to have you along for the ride.